Today, we're going to continue our study of archaeology. So please open up your Otis and you're going to click on your class. So some of you guys that are watching this are in my second, some of you are in my sixth period over here. Click on whichever class that you're in, please. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and go over to assessments, which is right here. And then in assessments, go ahead and click the, oh yeah, I'm on it. The archaeology questions. Mine's going to be different than yours actually. So let me close this out and here they are. So this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to read you the directions to begin with. So the directions are, after reading the article above, answer the following questions based on the information in the article above. Please restate the question in your response and then write using complete sentences within the box provided. So a complete sentence means that you are going to restate the question in your answer and then make sure that you answer the question. So we'll go ahead and scroll up. This is your first article, so I'm going to go ahead and read it out loud to you. I'm not always going to do that, but these can be a little tricky sometimes, especially at the beginning of the year. So this is archaeology. An archaeologist is someone who tries to figure out what life was like in the ancient past by looking at the remains of ancient people, their fossils, and their artifacts. An archaeologist must know the difference between an artifact and a fossil. Fossils are the remains of living things, plants, animals, people, etc. They are not things that people made, okay? But artifacts are the remains of things that were made by people, not the remains of living things. It doesn't say by people, but it's definitely by people. They were made by human beings. So artifacts are the remains of things that we made, okay? But they're never the remains of living things. So that's the difference, okay? A site is a place where archaeologists wish to explore. At the site, archaeologists literally dig, looking for the remains of an ancient civilization. It's not always a civilization, actually, but that would be pretty amazing to find. But they're not always on the search for civilization. It can be all kinds of things that they're looking for. But this is why they're called, this is why they call the site at which they're working a dig site, okay? Finding a site to explore takes a lot of time, work, and planning. So when archaeologists are trying to find an ancient civilization, they must think about what people actually needed at that time to stay alive. Some of those things, of course, include access to clean drinking water, a protected place to live, and easy access to trade routes. With this in mind, it should come as no surprise to learn that the archaeologists look for the remains of civilizations along rivers and streams. All ancient civilizations were close to a river. That was their main water source for drinking and, of course, for their crops, okay? So they check out reports of artifacts that have been discovered. Many artifacts have been discovered by farmers and construction companies while working at their jobs. There was a farmer, this is a side story, I do this a lot, but one of the greatest discoveries, I believe, happened in China. And there was a farmer who was, excavating his land for farming, and he found thousands of terracotta soldiers, and which we'll learn about later, but that was pretty amazing. And that happens quite a bit because they are also near water most of the time, and they're digging. So it happens on accident, but they've actually made some pretty amazing discoveries. Now I have to find construction companies while working at their jobs. So we're right here, guys, in case I got you off track. So they check the land from the air, and they look for large depressions that could be the ruins of an ancient living area. They use scientific instruments like radar and sonar to look for ruins. An archaeologist must receive permission to explore a site. The owner of the land must grant permission. Sometimes the government of a country must issue permits too. Once permission is received in writing, archaeologists work in teams with other archaeologists. A team begins to explore the area. They look for evidence that people once lived in the area, and evidence can include fossils and artifacts. Before they begin digging, archaeologists design a grid on the ground using rope and string. Each square in the grid must be carefully searched. A record must be kept of anything found, including what was found next to it. So even if they're not interested in what the items that were next to it, or it might not even be an item, maybe it was dirt, it was sand, it was shells, I don't know. But whatever was next to the actual fossil, they have to keep careful record of that as well. So the tools they use are sometimes very simple. Tools can include trowels, brushes, spoons, dental picks, sieves, saws, dustpans, and wheelbarrows. Digging it aside is slow and careful work. Each grid must be searched very carefully. Once objects are labeled and removed from a site, they're taken to a lab, relabeled, and placed in a database. Archaeologists use this information to put together pieces of the past. It takes a great deal of education, training, patience, and attention to detail to work as an archaeologist. So now you have your questions, and these are due well, I'm going to have to look actually. I think they're due tomorrow by 9 a.m. So these are going to be due Wednesday by 9 a.m. You can get them done right now, though. You're going to go ahead and read the questions and then answer them using complete sentences by restating the question in your answer. There are, 7 questions. So you're going to go ahead and do that now. And if you need to ask me a question while you're working, because you're going to do the same thing as last period, you guys are going to go ahead and log off of Zoom. And you are going to, if you need to rewatch this video, it is uploaded already to the, the class board. Okay. So this is already on class board. So if you need to watch this again, because I was going too fast or something, that's absolutely fine. This is going to be due on Wednesday at 9 a.m. And if you need me for any reason, if you don't understand something, if you're confused, please go to our Padlet, our social studies questions Padlet, which of course can be found in the class board of social studies. So you're just going to go to Otis, then you're going to go to the class that this is. So it's either 6th period or 2nd period, and then click on the social studies questions link, and that'll take you right here. Don't forget when you're writing here, use complete sentences and let me know what assignment you're talking about. If you did not finish the assignment from yesterday, you need to please do that right now. And the assignment from yesterday was reading the coin. I think about half of the kids from each class finished. As soon as you're done with either assignment, go ahead and submit it to me. Okay, guys. Thank you for if you are in my 2nd period class, I will see you for E period. If you are in my 6th period class, have a great day. Please finish these before you take off though. So this is not free time, it's work time. Just not on Zoom. Okay guys, have a really great day and I'll see some of you guys soon in E period.